After the break, we have all the latest news, weather and travel. We have the answers to whether Prince Andrew is still a pedo and how badly England are sucking at everything. Plus, the results of this week's viewer poll.
Is keep script locked yet? We need a quick Radio 4 promo.
In just a few moments.
Okay, animate transition.
Prez, can you acknowledge?
Shit.
Guys, this script doesn't make any sense. Need a quick rewrite stat.
Press the gallery, please pull up the VT clock already. And kill Jeremy's microphone.
Prez, Radio 4 hasn't yet had its Love Hurts promo from TNN.
We're having some trouble here. Oh fuck, we've lost the auto-cue.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what am I supposed to read now? Bring it back.
Urgent, please acknowledge Prez whether the promo is in Keith's script.
Examining the British
Okay,
Media's
thank
love
God for
affair
that.
with stock imagery.
Oh shit, talk back, turn it off.
This stock footage
Turn it off.
Tuesday at 8 on TNN.
In a few minutes on TNN Radio 4, Jeff begs Olivia for a second chance in Love Hurts. And in 30 minutes here on TNN Television, it's the big wedding, but Gareth has other plans for the bride and groom. We take you to Shuttlesworth for another edition of Upton Road. But now, on this Wednesday evening, time for the latest news, sport and weather in the weekly. It's 7 o'clock.
Where the fuck is Jeremy? Get him on his mark. We're live. Animate first sweep. Is nothing bloody ready? Quickly, roll titles. Run the fucking titles. Jeremy, speak!
What you saying?
Speak!
What the fuck am I supposed to say? There's nothing there.
Something! Anything! For God's sake!
Are you trying to make this production look terribly, terribly unprofessional? Whew. Fuck's sake.
We need to put something on. What have we got? We've got the interview? Nah, that's garbage. Something else. We've got no time to be picky. Roll the interview.
This is Chloe Vertigo. She's suing Aberdeen City Council over an accident that would change her life in 2019. She says she's still suffering PTSD from the day it happened.
I'm terrified of stairs now.
How terrified? Out of 10?
I think 7.
These are the stairs that changed Chloe's life. TNN cameras showed us how scary these things actually are. We held Chloe at gunpoint and demanded that she reconstruct the moment for TNN. Just after 7 o'clock, shops are closed and almost everyone's gone home for the night.
I remember the girl who told me that you can't pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time.
Impulsively, she stopped what she was doing and gave it a try. This was a big mistake, as Chloe's brain got seriously muddled.
It felt like I was being stabbed in the brain.
Do you know what actually happened?
They told me it was something called cryocrania.
Cryocrania is the name given to a condition where the brain freezes like a computer. An episode can occur at any time, and any one of us can experience its terrible effects.
I was just really unlucky.
But that wasn't the whole ordeal. It would get far more terrible.
Suddenly, I couldn't cope with the height. I was above the ground. I was so scared, but I had to get down the stairs.
Chloe stood there, hoping someone might be able to help. 3 hours later, she was still stood there with no assistance in sight.
I couldn't do it.
With no other options, she would lie there overnight. Eventually, some 12 hours after getting stuck there, someone finally got her up and down the stairs.
If it weren't for that man, I would have never gone down.
Need a moment?
Yeah, please.
Bizarrely, she doesn't blame herself for the incident. Instead, she places sole responsibility on the council and the architectural design of the area.
The designers should have thought something like this would have happened. It's so irresponsible.
Chloe was diagnosed with PTSD the following month and is still out of work as her recovery restarts. Aberdeen City Council responded, telling us in a statement, "Aberdeen City Council are concerned and saddened by the experience of one of our citizens. Because legal proceedings are ongoing, it would be inappropriate for us to comment further. But we think Chloe is fat and ugly and she speaks bullshit. We can't wait to crush her with all the evidence from our lawyers that tell us she's addicted to drugs and hookahs." Chloe didn't want to respond to the council statement or any further requests from us at TNN, except for us to pay for additional therapy needed after her forced reconstruction. We rejected that request. Jeremy Barr for The Weekly.
Hi there, Jeremy Barr here. Ooh, gotta love an inspirational track for this. You're watching TNN. Obviously, we aren't the BBC, because we're better than them. Okay, we haven't been perfect, but the mistakes were tiny. Seriously, barely anything. Okay, that didn't happen. But we are sorry. Really sorry. Wait, it was ITV that did that plastics thing. Anyway, we really want you. Really, really, really want you. We'll love you forever and ever. With a cherry on top. Please, with a cherry on top. Please.
Hi there. This is Sylvester here. So I'm just looking for love. I just want to find a one, and I never want to let her go. Never. 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 No, okay, so call me.
Before I came to TNN, I didn't know what journalism was. "What is news?" I asked them. I was sure I sounded stupid, but I got the job anyway. I started at the bottom, making tea for Jeremy Barr. When I'm not on air, I hoover in TNN House. I learned that Jeremy lives there too, which can be awkward sometimes. But I love it there, and it feels like they love me. That's why I work for TNN.
Well, as you can see, we're having some problems with tonight's edition of The Weekly. We'll be back as soon as we can. Well, I'm sorry to say we can't yet return to The Weekly. There are some gremlins in the system tonight. Engineers are preparing to play an emergency tape, but while we wait, here's a quick rundown of the main news tonight. A man is in a London hospital tonight after he was hit by 3 ambulances in the space of 5 minutes. The first was on another call and couldn't stop. The second had suffered a puncture and was running out of control, and the third was for the second ambulance crew. NHS Greater London Trust declined to comment. Italy have quit the Six Nations tournament. The team's coach said in a statement that they were no longer prepared to humiliate themselves. And former Prime Minister Tony Blair has been caught on 4 legs during a house party in Surrey. He was dressed up as a cat and was wearing specially crafted whiskers. The weather for you. Shitstorms move south and east overnight, leaving most of central and southern England covered in dung by morning. Again, we're sorry we can't bring you the weekly just yet. We hope we can bring part of the show back on air live in a few minutes, but to tide you over until then, we invite you to enjoy highlights of the weekly gone by.
Hi there! If you're watching this, something has gone terribly wrong. But there's plenty to come in this edition of the programme. TNN investigates the rotting car parks in our neighbourhoods, which are flatly unfit for purpose.
Crap car parks like those are dangerous to drivers. We expose the worst offenders.
After a panorama expose revealed tens of thousands of human fingers have been marketed as sausages at Sainsbury's since the mid-70s, the government has finally stepped in. We speak to a food expert. Grandma Baby's TV show to a cult hit. How the Teletubbies went from la la to ha ha at the bank. Plus, on the 10th anniversary of joining TNN, Jeremy Barr joins us live to reminisce on his memories and experience working for the world's worst newsroom. Worst?
From TNN, this is a special edition of The Weekly.
Good evening. We start the programme on car parks. They've long been a way to care for a vehicle while their owners are away. Many of us remember the times where car parks were popular. There were fewer cars on the road and no competition for each space. But now the rise of a mega car park means the older, smaller ones have been left to rot. This report on the plight of those car parks may contain scenes of a disturbing nature for cars.
This is a successful car park. It houses many cars. The maintenance is excellent and lines are always properly marked. It is frequently resurfaced. All the signs are here of a popular parking lot. This is a car park owned by a big corporation. It benefits from investment and tax avoidance schemes intended to draw customers in. However, some smaller businesses simply don't care enough about cars. This car park has been left to rot. The ice rig that owns it is accused of neglect to the injury of vehicles. According to court papers, at least 74 cars and bikes have suffered damage from it. After a chance encounter with a big piece of glass, I am a named witness in the tribunal. I gave evidence next Tuesday. This car park is so run down, its previous owner decided to sell up to avoid the responsibility of upkeep. The car park is so dangerous it's been closed to all vehicles. If you try to get in, you'll be destroyed. I spoke to a woman who thinks she knows just why these car parks are in such a state.
Some businesses want their customers to have their cars destroyed, so they have to stay at their premises and do more shopping with them while they wait to be towed or have their car repaired.
The government has vowed to crack down on parking lot pirates, with greater penalties for those who don't clean up their act. Jeremy Barr for The Weekly.
Sainsbury's are in tremendous amounts of trouble after being caught selling human fingers as sausages for at least the last 40 years. A legal cease and desist letter was presented at the supermarket's headquarters in the morning by the Secretary of State for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs after BBC's Panorama programme found millions of chopped human fingers in a Sainsbury's warehouse in Wolverhampton. It is not known whose fingers they were. Joining me now is an expert in
Well, I'm pleased to say that we are now able to rejoin Jeremy Barr and the team at the Weekly, and we're sorry for the inconvenience our gremlins have caused to this evening's viewing.
Managed to get away with such an egregious disregard for the safety of its...
Welcome back to the Weekly from TNN, and again we're sorry that we haven't been able to bring you part of our regular programme. But we are now able to bring you some news that's just reached us in the last few minutes. Ailing President of the United States, Joe Biden, has suffered a catastrophic loss of direction while in the White House and has gone missing. Our US news associate ANN is reporting that officials are looking frantically around for the president, who is understood to be lost somewhere deep inside the building. Mr. Biden was reported missing just after 6:45.
Is next on Radio 3. Now, here on Radio 4, Jeff is begging Olivia for a second chance in tonight's episode of Love Hurts.
What can I do to show you that what we have is genuine and not a half-hearted meal?
You can start by having less gin before one of your tantrums, Jeff.
I had to work overtime to get those cruise tickets, and they don't give refunds.
That was you?
I only wanted to make you happy.
We might have missed the boat, but we can have fun anywhere. Now's a better time than any.
Oh, Olivia.
I love this job.
Well, I'm really sorry, but continuing problems with the Weekly mean TNN won't be able to bring you the rest of tonight's edition. We have some time to spare, so now, to bring us to the local news where you live on TNN, Amy Smith puts the spotlight on hit band 5 Seconds of Summer. You are watching TNN Television.
Good evening on this Friday night in my basement with your very own presenter for the evening, 5 Sauce Fangirl 1993, complete with Luke Hemmings cardboard cutout. Well, what can I tell you about 5 Seconds of Summer that I haven't already? They're the best band in the world. They are Aussie pop rock band, although I would say that they're more prog rock compared to pop, because they really aren't a boy band. Yeah, you're not a boy band. What can I say? These are 4 boys from New South Wales. New South Wales? Yeah. New South Wales, Australia. Although now they reside in LA. I'm actually on the phone. Well, I've got all of the band's numbers, as you can tell. I am a huge fan. In fact, tomorrow is Michael Clifford's 26th birthday, so let's all have a rousing applause for Michael Clifford.